ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ. Thank you very for our uh, I guess journey as we are moving in this paradigm shift that started in earnest many years ago, but really started to be felt around 3-4 years ago, and it is going to become increasingly more volatile. It's going to become increasingly more unpredictable. It's going to become increasingly more felt. So we may not see things, we may not be able to see what is going on behind the scenes, some of the secret meetings that are going on in Washington. I don't want to name anything, but all these um, planned resources that are being restricted, are being diverted, all of these issues are starting to focus, are become more relevant to our everyday life, more relevant to food supply, more relevant to fuel supply, more relevant to energy, more relevant to economy, finance, and so on and so forth. So many things are now starting to converge. And in that convergence, becoming more and more visible to everyday, to people who weren't perhaps as awake to what's going on. So while we may not see much shifting in front of us, but what we will certainly know is that there are individuals who cannot deny that they feel something's amiss, something that's misaligned, something that feels a sense of cognitive, and I would say even deeper than a cognitive, more of a emotional and cognitive dissonance, where there is a knowing that something seems out of sync, doesn't seem quite right, but what you see and what you're told and what you're fed seem to be keeping a particular narrative, enabling you to hold your enabling your focus to be held in a particular worldview. Now, so these, as we've said, May, June, July, and August are particularly volatile moments, or certainly will be punctuated with volatile moments. And again, we've got to understand that this whole shift that interplanetary, cosmic, solar system, a change of age, So you may have heard, the age of Pisces being then transitioned into the age of Aquarius. And this isn't just a saying, these are astrological cycles that we are all part and parcel of. And as a result, we get affected by that part of the cycle. So, for example, in the winter, we are affected, say, at a local level with cold in the northern hemisphere. And the same thing is true that when we enter some of these greater cycles, we are influenced by the energy of that cycle. And my friends, we are there now. We are certainly there now. So the transition, once you accept what is going on, once you begin to recognize, yeah, I'm going to have to go through this irrespective of the changes, irrespective of the fact that people may be able to influence your access to food supplies, etc., etc. But there are things that can be done, very practical things, planned. If you plan, everything can be mitigated. Sovereignty lies with you as a human being. Sovereignty does not lie with the authority, right? And this is the learning that I think one of the major learnings that we will be um, coming to terms with. That sovereignty lies with the human being. Sovereignty lies with you. Your body means your body. It is the body that belongs to you as a functioning agency. The same is true for your sovereignty. The authority lies with you. And the fact that in the age of Pisces, so remember, Pisces is to do with fish is to do with schools, you must have seen these programs where there are schools of fish that just go one direction or another. And that's exactly what these schools do, even today. They're no more than just schooling you to regurgitate the same rubbish, to reinforce the same worldview. So you will have history that will touch on, maybe World War One, World War Two, maybe some of the olden, say the UK anyway. But you will not be given any history of what's happened in different parts of the world. You will, so the agenda is always skewed. So the skew is civilization belongs at this end, and everything else is uncivilized. Everything else is primitive. But remarkably, the world is now being shown that that paradigm, which has been created, maintained, reinforced through the same channels, be it academia, be it the mainstream narrative, be it the what's been perpetuated at schools. It's the same narrative, the same things, whether the fact that the atrocities committed by the ones that are being celebrated over the last few days is completely forgotten. It's just, a non-occurrence. But obviously, those people who've endured the Mau Mau in Kenya, or those people who went through the British, through the major changes in India during the Indian Raj, and various parts of the world, and of course, those people who endured the massacres in 84 in Amritsar as well. The hands are always there. The hand can be traced back to those who have looted the world, etc. So it's all being a top-down approach where authority, privilege, prestige, respect is given to those who have wealth in particular, and through the wealth they have power, and through power they're able to subject their citizens or subjects to whatever whims that they want. So it has been a schooling approach, maintaining a worldview. And this schooling approach also has its religious dimension because it can't be done by itself. So you need to have the hierarchical space, you need to have the academia, you need to have the religion, everything promoting this top-down approach. First there's the God, then there is the Word, and then there is man, and then there is the earth, and then somewhere along the line, women, and so on and so forth. This has been the hierarchical approach of the age of Pisces, the age of schooling, the age of making people think in a particular way, like fish move in a particular way. And even, like the salmon, you'll go uphill and go up a stream and kill yourself going back to that from where you felt you came from. So again, that same sacrificial space, that same collective thinking, collective consciousness, group consciousness, this is really the age that we are living and have left. And this age is obviously of those who are particularly embedded in that kind of lifestyle, and that kind, because it feeds them, it feeds their worldview, it feeds their sense of security, and maybe feeds their privilege as well, are obviously the struggling to maintain that. And this is why we're going through this particular transition and all that's invested in it. So the age of Aquarius is one where it is not a hierarchical top-down approach, but it is an inside-out approach, at the age of knowledge, the age of education, to bring that out of you, not to push it into you, but to bring that out of you. And to bring that out of you, it again brings with the same hierarchical space, but in a different way. So it's not a hierarchical top, have this authoritarian figure, God thing up there somewhere, and all this. It is that all are exist one consciousness, existence, ocean, God, whatever you want to call it. All are the happening, the waves, the ripples, the vibrations upon the ocean are the manifestation of all existence, and everything is happening. There is nothing that's still. There's nothing that is static apart from the ocean in its entirety. So as we are moving in this process of happening in the age of Aquarius, part of this evolution is the evolution of the sense of self, where you realize over time through meditation in particular, which is why meditation will become a critical part of medicine, health, well-being, and more importantly, self-discovery as we move further and further along, and it won't be long until we have understanding of why we do meditation beyond the Mickey Mouse stress, depression, anxiety kind of worldview. And I call it Mickey Mouse simply because it is at the surface. It's the side effect of meditation. It is not the purpose of meditation. So meditation takes you this much deeper space. In this space, there is this age of Aquarius manifestation, so to speak, where the recognition of, let me call it the divinity, the recognition of the divinity that's within all and every one of us, how this then becomes the manifests within what you do, how you live, and all that relationship that you have within existence itself. It has like a cascading effect, but it's an inside out process rather than an outside, authoritarian rubbish that we have all been used to, educated in, schooled in, and conditioned in over the last, several thousand years, which is now thankfully, falling apart. And as it falls apart, obviously we have to go through these little phases of disruption. Now, getting to the point of how do we prepare as we move along. So sovereignty lies with you, sovereignty lies with me. So therefore, what can you do? Well, prepare by planning, prepare by understanding what are the essential needs of a human being today. Can you survive without your mobile phone? Yeah, probably. Can you survive without your satellite TV? Yeah, probably. Can you survive without food? No. Can you survive without adequate water supply? No. Can you supply without adequate energy, heating, cooking? No. So these are the kind of things that one would start looking at, and looking how between individuals, how groups can work together at a personal level and a collective level. And it will be to the collective level that actually the circumstances are overcome. It will be to the collective level. So if everyone is able to bring a little bit together, then everyone gets a lot. It's called langar. It's a great concept that the Sikhs have in their temples, where, they feed every day hundreds and thousands of people around the world, millions of people around the world daily. Because the understanding and the comprehension is that we live in a universe of abundance. And in this universe of abundance, the universe simply requires you to make intention, and that fractal then starts to take energy. As long as you give it some attention, hold that intention over a period of time, it gives it the energy and it begins manifesting. So the universe is like this potential waiting for you to say, come on, then go do something. And in the act of doing, we create the possibility of something happening. So with food, we can do that. Once we understand that the universe existence is abundant as you are, then you will realize that that capacity within ourselves is also transmitted in our intentions. They're not filled with lack, they're filled with gratitude, they're filled with meaning, they're filled with purpose. Why? Because we have an output. We know where we're going with these actions, and collective actions create a resonance effect. Like, you put a couple of pendulums together, swing one way, another one another way, and you'll find after a time they'll begin to swing together, right? So the same happens when we are together in a group of people, and we are, similar thoughts, and those similar thoughts then create this resonance, and these the frequencies become stronger. You feel it as a vibration. So vibrations are felt, right? They're emotional. So vibration, you feel that as a vibration that perpetually feeds itself. So it's not fear-based, it's kind of open, it's receptive, and as a result, it then manifests that we put our intention to. So that would be an easy way to look at how to organize food. And we've got winter coming, and it's only a question of going through hardship maybe once in once in a while, and then you learn how to adapt to it. But it's useful to start looking at things in this way. If nothing else, collect seeds. If nothing else, collect. Buy some artificial grow spaces that you might be able to harness in buildings, in even flats. So it's just taking that step, and allowing the universe to then move this energy with us. So we are in that space where situation is now volatile, and politicians will do stupid things. They've always been stupid, but they'll now do very stupid things simply to feed the ego. Why? Because it needs to be brought out so you and I can see what's going on. It's only when you see the scum you will remove it. Otherwise, you won't. And we also have to get to a point of no return. And I don't think we're quite there yet. And it's like having a flame, the closer the flame comes to you, the more apprehensive you become, the more alert you become. We're in the alert phase now, where the flame is coming towards us. There's a bit of an inferno coming towards us, but it hasn't quite scalded us yet. It hasn't quite scorched us yet. It's coming close. So we feel the heat in the changes that are going around it. But soon enough, we will feel the burn. And when that burn happens, that's the turning point. That's when everything changes. And all of a sudden, you will find that all those that felt that things would, just carry on the way they are going to be obviously seeing that the systems are unable to operate, and new systems will need to be reconstructed and are being reconstructed in the background. So in summary, volatile times, energetic, that's beyond our comprehension and understanding. We may not see things happening. We will certainly feel them, and do not deny those feelings. Make sure that you have a good routine in place, bit of meditation, walking, qigong, tai chi, anything like that to keep you going. Avoid the narratives, avoid the rubbish, avoid the emotional ups and downs, avoid the psychodramas that will be perpetuating, whether it's mass killings or whether it's, some donkey pox or monkey pox or whatever it is, peacock flu, whatever it is. Avoid getting engaged in that psychodrama and being pulled into it. And as we were advising maybe 2 years ago, when the whole COVID stuff started, that don't get involved in the psychodrama, don't listen to the news, don't do this, da 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 da. Well, recent studies, I think they were on Radio 4, which was quite surprising, discussed that those people who were engaged in that propaganda stuff, actually, they suffered a lot worse at the time, and they continue to suffer even now. The mainstream media bad for your health is now scientifically verified. And go and have a look. I think it was last week sometime, but I'm sure you'll find it on Google or something. Okay, so now getting back to what we are here for, which is a bit of meditation. And maybe today what we will do is we will do a little bit of heart coherence meditation. So while we all think that everything happens in the brain, the truth is not that. The truth is that around this part of the body, we have another, let's call it a psychospiritual energetic space, which is called the hirda, right? So it's very close to your heart. It's on the right-hand side, and some, different ways of describing it. But if the heart lies like this, then it's the chamber, where the chamber just comes to the right-hand side. It kind of starts from that onwards. Okay? It's called the hirda. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into a nice little space to start off with, and then we're going to go into a heart coherence meditation, and then we will go into a space of stillness. Okay. So the heart stuff we're doing is simply to bring our breath in line with, so you synchronize the breath, and through the breath, the mind, the breath, and the heartbeat all synchronize, and creating greater heart coherence and greater heart rate, or reducing heart rate variability. So therefore creating a much healthier space for yourself. And then we'll go into more of we'll go more into a space of stillness, right? And the space of stillness, um, we will see um, the quality of that particular space in order to determine what our essential nature is. So, eyes are closed, mouth is closed, pull your back up, shoulders back. Make sure your shoulders are not hunched and your posture is comfortable. Now, if you're not comfortable, please change your posture. It's always a good idea to make sure that you are comfortable in your posture. If you can't breathe in through your nose, obviously, then you can breathe in through your mouth. But ideally, we're going to use the breath and the nose to synchronize things. So, if you draw a breath in, and as you draw your breath in, you become aware of your body as best as you can. And as you become aware of your body, you begin to notice your posture. You begin to notice if there's anything dominant in the body that's drawing your attention, like a pain, an ache, a tightness, an itch. All you need to do is just locate that sensation. There's no judgment to it. There's no commentary to it. There's no explanation. Okay. Next breath in, you bring your focus now to the sensation where your body makes contact with the seat you're on. Just to allow yourself to ground yourself, to be present in the space of now, to be located. So begin to notice how you're held in place and the strength holds you. Nothing can shift the ground beneath you. Holds you in place. So you can afford to let go a little bit. And then slowly bring your focus upwards so you become aware of your hips. Moving your awareness down your thighs. Moving your awareness from your knees down to your ankles. Notice your feet. Notice the toes on your feet. And then notice the soles on your feet. Simply become aware of the lower part of our body. Next breath in, you bring your focus to the seat again. And again, allow yourself to notice that you're supported. And if you were to let go, you're not going to go anywhere. Notice your back is straight and upright. As you breathe in, bring your focus up from your lower back to your middle back, scanning your back, not just the spine. And then from your middle back, you move up to your shoulder blades. Notice your shoulders. Bringing your focus now towards the back of your neck. See if you can feel anything there. Perhaps the cool wind, the air around you. And if you were to pull your chin in ever so slightly, you'll notice the back of the neck stretches. And this helps align our head, our neck, and our spine. From your shoulders, you move down to your elbows. From your elbows, you move down to your wrists. Notice the palms. Notice the fingers. Notice the tips of your fingers. And then when you're ready, bringing your focus towards your eyes. And you'll notice that your eyes are shut, yet you have awareness, maybe dark or gray, but you're able to see. Bring your focus to that awareness. As you breathe out, allow this part of the body to soften and relax. As the breath comes in, bring your focus now to your mouth. Notice your tongue. Is it soft or is it firm? Allow it to soften. Notice the sensations on the roof of your mouth, inside your mouth cheeks. And then as you breathe out, relaxing your face. Bringing your focus back to your breath. And as the breath comes in again, become aware of your body once again. Notice how the body feels. When you're ready, if you wish, bring your palm of your hand, place it across your chest. So it's left palm first for men, right palm first for women. And place the other palm on top. Bring your focus now to this part of the body. Notice the place at which the palms make contact with your body. Notice the pressure. Notice the sensation. Notice the heat. Hold your focus at the palms where they make contact with your chest as best as you can. And at this stage, allow the breath to breathe the way it breathes. Allow it to breathe by itself. Holding your focus as best as you can at the chest. And now we're going to start adjusting our breath. So as the breath comes in, you count 1 to 6. So it takes about 6 seconds for the breath to come in. And as you breathe out, you count 1 to 6. So it takes 6 seconds or so for the breath to go out. And we maintain this pattern for a good few minutes. Breathing in 1 to 6, breathing out 1 to 6, as best as you can. Breathing in 1 to 6, breathing out 1 to 6. And now, if you can slow your breath down just a little bit, perhaps count 1 to 7 on the breath in, 1 to 7 on the breath out. Take 7 seconds as the breath comes in, 7 seconds as the breath goes out. Stay with the count. Might take a little bit of effort, but hold it together. 1 to 7 as you breathe in, 1 to 7 as you breathe out. Make sure your face is relaxed. When you're ready, time to bring an image to your mind that generates a feeling of love, gratitude, compassion, appreciation. So whoever you care for, bring them to your mind. And as you bring them to your mind, notice how the feeling changes in your chest. A slight change, perhaps a warmth. And as you begin to feel that warmth, that change in feeling, this is your signal. And at this stage, you gently draw a slow, deep breath in, hold, and when you're ready, allow it to escape like the first primal breath. You may bring your palms down and bring your focus now just to your breath. Notice how the body feels at this moment. Notice how you feel at this moment. Stay with your breath. Stay with your breath. See if you can bring your focus to the out breath. And just follow your out breath all the way out. Simply following your out breath all the way out. And as you do so, allow your body to soften a bit more. following your out breath all the way till the end. Notice how your breath feels now. Does your breath feel light or does it feel heavy? Does your breath feel fast or does it feel slow? See if you can bring your focus to the sound of your breath. Noticing the sound of the in-breath, notice the sound of the out-breath. And then when you're ready, opening your awareness to all the sounds around you, allowing any sound around you to come to you. No need to look for it. You simply need to listen. Listening. Bring your focus to the quality of your experience. If it feels calm, focus on the calmness. If it feels silent, focus on the silence. And if the feeling is simply pleasant, focus on that. The absence of pain, the absence of fear, the absence of hate, the absence of anxiety, the presence of calmness. And once you're at peace with yourself, all around you is peace, inside out. When you're ready, gently bring your focus towards your breath. And just sit with your breath, allowing the breath to breathe by itself. Notice how the breath breathes by itself. On your next breath out, expanding your awareness to become aware of your whole body once again. Notice how it feels. Notice the stillness that's in your body at this moment. Notice the silence that's within you, within this body. Bringing your focus once again to the seat. Notice the sensations where the contact is made between the body and whatever you're sitting on. Notice the sensations. From those sensations, we gently move to our thighs, become aware of our thighs as we bring our focus towards the knees. And once again, moving it down towards the ankles, scanning the calves, scanning the shin, becoming aware of the ankle, feet, soles of your feet. Notice your back is straight and upright, shoulders, arms and hands are comfortable and relaxed. Your eyes are still closed, your face is relaxed, and your mouth is closed. Coming back to your breath. As the breath comes in, you sense your body. As the breath goes out, you sense your body. Knowing the peace that you have generated and cultivated is within you. Somewhere you can come whenever you want. Eternally now, eternally peaceful, eternally silent, eternally sovereign. Breathing in, you can sense your body. Breathing out, you can sense your body. When you smell, use this bell to draw a few deep breaths in, and in your own good time, gently open your eyes. Smiling within yourself, having taken this time out for yourself.